Hello and welcome to another trip report. This time on an Azuma train of LNER, like one you can see right behind me. I will take from London London King's Cross, it's opposite from St Pancras, to Leeds. I also love to travel on that. I also love to travel on that, the Grand Central line, but that one didn't stop here. Anyway, it goes to Leeds. I got out here at Doncaster. And what I do in this video, I show you the railway station, show the train, some views from the train, and well, give some more background information. If you like this video or this is a helpful video to you, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. And if you have subscribed to the channel already and you like to see more trip reports, mainly by train, but sometimes also by ferry and long distance bus, but mainly to show you what it's like to travel on a more sustainable way of transportation, subscribe to the channel. For now, I'll talk way too much. Let's roll the intro. King's Cross railway station, also known as London King's Cross, is a passenger terminal railway station in London. It's one of the major railway stations. It's situated right next to another big terminal railway station of London, what is London St Pancras International, where you'll find the Eurostar trains, for example, and some East Midland Railway trains that will go partially into the same direction as some LNER trains. I featured London St Pancras International in another video, and if you're curious about that, you can check it out in the description of this video. For now, let's focus on London King's Cross railway station. Of course, there are some commuter trains departing from this railway station as well, but this is a true intercity railway station. It's being served by Grand Central, Great Northern, Hull Trains, Thameslink, Lumo and LNER. That's the company we'll be taking today. Obviously, King's Cross and St Pancras International do share the same underground station. So please keep this in mind, because this might not always be very clear. This railway station has been opened since October 1852. In 2014 the railway station has been extended and this great new atrium has been attached to this. Personally, I really like the integration of the modern part and the older part of this railway station. For Harry Potter fans, you also find the platform 9 3/4, including a photo booth. From the modern atrium at the side where you find the old railway station building, there's also access to the first class lounge of LNER. However, I traveled second class during this trip, so I couldn't go in. At this railway station there are lots of places where you can just sit and wait for your train. And of course, there's no shortage of shops over here. Bookstores, drugstores and of course lots of places where you can buy some food and drinks. At the upper level there are more commercial spaces and you'll find the toilets over there. And the thing I like most at the upper level is the great view on the modern atrium of this railway station. If you go all the way to the old railway station building and follow this bridge here on the right of the screen, you can also go to the platforms, but I didn't have that much time when I recorded this. The tracks 9, 10 and 11 are a little bit more located at the back of this railway station and are, like all the other railway tracks, also terminal track. There are plenty of vending machines where you can buy railway tickets over here, and there are also some ticket offices. If you want to book the cheaper advance tickets, well, you obviously need to book them in advance, so in that situation I do advise you to not book your ticket last minute. There are lots of screens that will host information about departing trains, and just like in most bigger British railway stations, there are access gates to the platforms. Track number 0 has been added later at this railway station, so instead of changing all the other track numbers, they just added track number 0. Our train will depart from track number 4 today and is an LNER Azuma high-speed train, also known as British Railway Class 800 or 801. British Railway Class 800 does have the capability to run both on diesel and electricity, so this can also serve non-electrified railway lines, and British Railway Class 801 is fully electric. The top speed is 124 miles or 200 km per hour, so these are slow high-speed trains. This is because a train is officially certified as a high-speed train if they can go at least 200 km per hour. Before taking a look at the interior, let's take a look at the exterior of these trains, while I recorded the departure of this train in Doncaster. Screens at the side will host basic route information, and right next to the doors you will find what seat numbers can be found where. Letters will indicate what carriage you're in, and icons like a wheelchair do indicate the accessible area. First class is mentioned right next to the entrance doors at the moment you find the first class, and second class is in the UK often called standard class, so therefore this is not mentioned separately because it's the standard class anyway, so why do you need to mention that? For now, let's go back to London and let's go back at the moment when I entered these trains. I will start off by showing you the first class. First class in the UK is in general a bit better than in most European countries, because on many intercity routes, complimentary food and drinks are included. This doesn't count for all routes of course, but on the LNER routes this is definitely the case. Just like in most European countries, the first class comes in a 2-by-1 configuration, so 2 seats on one side of the aisle and 1 seat at the other side of the aisle. There's a mix of both airline style seats and seats facing each other. There's enough legroom, it's quite generous, and all seats do have quite a large table. Information about reservations will be displayed at screens at the side that will also host the seat numbers. Coat hangers can be found integrated within the seats and at the sides, and all seats can be reclined. I still have enough leg space if I fully recline them. Power sockets and a USB socket are located right next to these seats, and because seats do face each other, at lots of places between the back ends of the seats you can store quite a lot of luggage. At some other spots between the back ends of the seats you will find garbage cans and other spots for luggage, or of course located at the end of these carriages, but you can also use the overhead luggage racks. There are some spots for bikes as well, and if there are no bikes, this can be turned into an extra space for luggage. These are long distance trains after all, so they are designed for people taking a lot of luggage. This is how the regular toilets look like. They're fine and, most important, clean during my trip. They can also be turned into a nursery space for babies. And this here is the standard class that comes in a 2-by-2 configuration. There's a mix of both airline style seats and seats that do face each other, but most seats are airline style seats. In this case you'll find a small tray table in the seat in front of you can fold out, and there's a laptop holder included. Information about seat reservations can be found at exactly the same spot as in the first class, and all windows do have a sunscreen, and a coat hanger can be found at the side and in the seat in front of you. Power sockets are located right under these seats. For luggage, of course, you'll find luggage racks at the end of each compartment, but you can also use the overhead luggage racks that are all over the train. The bike compartments could only carry bikes at this section of the train, so it could not be turned into an extra space for luggage. Overall, I think the first class offers more space for luggage for passengers. First of all, because there's simply more space, and also it seemed like some luggage racks within the compartments were slightly bigger in first class. There are no personal litter bins within these trains. Instead of that, within these compartments you will find some public litter bins, and between the carriages there are also litter bins. At the beginning of each coach, at the automatic doors, the carriage number has been mentioned, and at the end of each coach you will find LED screens that will host basic route information. Directions for what facilities can be found where are marked very clear. For example, the dining car or the toilets or the nursery space for babies. There is a small dining car, although it's not a place where you go to have a nice drink or a bite. It's more a takeaway spot, and personally I really like it that this is there. The maximum capacity in seats for the British Railway Class 801, so these are the fully electric trains like this, is 611 seats. What is quite a lot. That's about the same capacity as 2 airplanes. There are also special zones, like for example a quieter zone. And of course, I haven't showed you the dining car when it was open. Well, once again, this is just a pickup point. By the way, safety information can be found right next to the entrance doors of these trains. Even though I showed you briefly the toilets, I haven't done this very good. So here's a better toilet review. Of course, you also find bigger accessible toilets within these trains. This is the first time that I'm traveling with an LNER train, and from my ride the toilets were pretty clean, what is most important of course. For the rest, I really don't know what else I should say about these toilets. Free Wi-Fi is available. This is not just an internet connection, but also connects your mobile device to a system where you find more route information and background. If you scroll down over here, you will see a map and the timetable of the train. I really like these small additions. It's not linking your mobile device to an onboard entertainment system though, but it's really nice that they have this. LNER stands for London North Eastern Railway, so it's obvious what areas will be served from here. They will serve the part of Scotland via Edinburgh, Newcastle, and some trains will even go to Aberdeen or Inverness. The train that I'll be taking today will go to Leeds. It's generally known that trains are one of the most environmental friendly ways of transportation, at least motorized transportation. This graph shows the environmental impact if you're traveling between London and Leeds between train, car and plane. Apart from the fact that the train is by far the most environmental friendly way of transportation, it's also the fastest way. These trains do run very frequent, so also when it comes to frequency, the train is the ultimate winner. If you are even considering flying on this route, I think you just haven't understood what's going on in the world at this moment, both with energy shortages and also climate change. It's a pity though that buses are not included in this graph, because on this route you will also find long distance buses. Before I'll show you some views from the train on this route. If you're interested in other trip reports, of course you can find them on this channel, and you can always hit the subscribe button if you want to see new videos. But if you're looking for specific videos, in the description of this video on YouTube you find a link to a map, and on that map you find all trip reports I did. The lines do indicate the routes, and the train, ferry and bus icons do indicate the railway station, ferry terminal and bus station review. For the last bit of this video, I'll show you some views from the train on this route. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked this video or this has been a helpful video to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it all the way to this point in the video and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you might really consider to subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to miss anything, hit the bell icon. That's it for this video. There will be some more videos around here in the UK. But well, more of that in other videos, and some related videos can be found in the description of this video. Once again, thank you for watching and see you on my next video.